Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are, and welcome back to the next part of Icarus. Level 33. We got an incredible amount of stuff to do. What I have done is whittle down round about 9 hours. I would say 2.5 days worth of playing and recording down to 30 minutes. So it's time to do a lot of upgrading. Got to sort out the extension in this session. We look at the full-on refrigeration, upgrading some cement columns and so on. So there's a lot to get done, so kick back and enjoy. Yeah, this is definitely the fastest way to level up. Go out and just do a little bit of hunting, do some skinning if you need the meat and so on, and the fur and everything like that. I get caught out here a little bit in the storm, but eventually find the cave and hunker down a little bit. But I needed to get here anyway because my plan is to eventually remove some of the biofuel deep mining devices or generators or whatever they're called, and then do a inside a cave gold deep vein, which this one has, thankfully. So it's a mission to get those other ones, retrieve those other ones, and then put it here. But it's definitely worth it. It's a lot closer to where I am, where the central base is located. So it just kind of makes sense. Besides, there's a whole bunch of ores in here that I need, and titanium at the moment is a real problem. And the only way that I can get out of that problem is by heading off, way off into the distance, the top corner of the map, and get into that deep cave and see what I can get from there. So it's time to unlock the water wheel, the solar panels, all the bits that go with it too. It is time to look at refrigeration. We want to make our food last as long as possible. As soon as you unlock solar panels and water wheels, the game with food-wise becomes so much easier. But our biggest hurdle, as I said before, titanium. This is definitely a very big moment now in the game. Getting a refrigerator all hooked up. It's going to help us keep that meat nice and sweet and make our lives a lot easier. Means less hunting, means less spoilage, and food will keep it salted, put it in the refrigerator. Awesome. And further on down the line, like way further down the line, the freezer. Oh yeah. Then we're styling. Look at that. Isn't it great? That power just changes absolutely everything. It's just a matter of just... I'm one of those players that likes to keep things neat and tidy. And bearing in mind that I want to fill up that entire waterway there with another 3 water wheels. It just makes sense. Well, to me it does anyway. Now, having used some of the talent points, we get an upgraded bow, less damage, and better hits, and so on. So that's why it's glowing like that. That's all through the talent points, spending those the right way. That is going to be massive, that. But there you go, the titanium, man. It was like the gold. I've got so much gold now, but and copper is not a problem anymore. That's why I'm picking up all these items now. It kind of makes sense to pick it all up and move them onto things that I need. One of them that I am going to need is going to be silica and so on. But I do leave one of the gold extractors out there anyway, just to keep things, can fall back onto if I need to. Right now, I'm just looking for that cave again and want to get out of the storm. Just in the nick of. Right, there's a whole lot of power. That looks awesome. And eventually we'll enclose that off and out of the elements and whatnot. Not that they take damage or anything, it just want to neaten and tidy it up a little bit. The cement foundation is now being put down, and it is time to start putting up some cement walls to start getting an idea of how I'm going to do this. Nothing is planned. Everything is just like, how's this going to work for me? How are we going to make it work? So right now we're just laying down the walls just to get an idea of how the roof is going to look and all that sort of thing. This roof actually does turn out to be a little bit of a nightmare, but in the end it kind of works out. We put a couple of wooden beams across to give support to the roof. In the end, it looks fantastic and it works out perfectly fine. So all the way up there, that is where the goal is to get to that cave. That cave will have a ton of titanium. And right now, that is the problem. That's what is actually stopping us from progressing any further. Because we need to make composites. And the only way we can get to make composites is to make a materials processor. And once again, luckily enough, avoided the nasty storm out there. That's a massive cave, 0 worms. If you're new to the game, this is the cave that you want to head to. It's also a good place to make a base inside here, if you wanted to. Definitely works, but a dehumidifier will stop the pneumonia. So that's definitely to think about. Right now I'm using the old masonry blocks from the previous build and utilizing them to make a little bridgeway across. You can see the flashing on the red flashing on the left hand side of your screen. I've been poisoned by fish in this little lake over here, or this river or whatever. So it's a little bit of a nightmare to swim across. It's nothing too hectic, but you want to avoid that anyway. Yeah, just collecting some resources. Couldn't carry all that much with me, just getting some wood, some fiber to make a fire, to make some chests, because the amount of resources in this cave is just absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculously wonderful. So I picked up a ton of titanium, a couple of hundred, I think it's like 320 thereabouts. So that's gonna help an immense load. So there it gives you an idea of the shape of the building and how it's going to look. Right now just placing down the 3 last walls and putting a door in here, doorway at least. And then the final one. And then we have a much clearer idea of how it's going to look and how the roof is going to behave. I've already done the wood flooring. I just got to wait for the roof to go on. Slap the wood flooring down, make life a little bit easier. So the plan is to have a central column, just of chests, interior wooden chests, just to help with the idea of storage, everything like that. So at this point, we've upgraded to the next level, and just going through a bit of a lightning storm at the moment, a flash storm. Our tech tree is looking good. Tier 4 has opened up nicely now. We're going to go through a couple of things, couple of ideas. Composite arrows are really, really nice. But obviously it's a titanium composite paste. Not the titanium, sorry. So I'm just going through what it is that I'm going to need. We'll eventually get the prototype thumper. Those that don't know, the prototype thumper regenerates all of the ores in a certain area. So wherever you place the thumper down, it smacks into the ground. It regenerates all the ores, including rocks and all that sort of stuff. And caves that are in the vicinity of the thumper will regenerate their ores as well. That's a fantastic thing. The downside of it, and this brings me back to my previous point way back when I got the hunter rifle, is it also brings cave worms out of the ground wherever the thumper is nearby. So there's a lot of shooting, a lot of defending it. As you can see, this is why I go through the talent points, look at the firearms and upgrade that, the damage that it can deal. And that's why I always look at my base stamina, my health, and once I unlock the firearms, I concentrate a fair bit on those, and also the bow. The bow is probably my primary weapon, although I do love the hunting rifle because it takes 6 rounds, so it's really, really handy that. So the cave worms come out of the ground. Sometimes there's a really, really big one that comes, and it'll take a fair few shots. Hence the hunting rifle with 6 rounds. We'll get there. Eventually, we'll get there. So there you can see the wooden beams that were placed down. That whole central column is going to be nothing but chess, which is what I'm crafting here. And the end result is actually quite pleasing to the eye, to say the least. Obviously, it's time to slap down some of the lights and hook those up to the electricity that's been provided from the water wheel and the biofuel generator. This this is such a pleasure. You don't have to worry about refilling wood or coal into a torch or anything like that. It looks really good, lights up, and yeah, like I said before, rather pleasing to the eye. Right, the big pain. Moving all of the crafting tables and whatnot over to the new area. As you can see, everything is lined up against the wall, nice and neat. Got all the cupboards. We'll get signs eventually, so we'll know where everything is without having to open up every single cupboard. So you can see the area is nice and cleared out. Now it's just a matter of just moving all the other little bits and pieces. Finally, the electric furnace will get moved over and get that placed down. We'll start clearing out some of the cables that have been laid down. We'll remove that central wall by the fridge, and just make everything like neat and tidy and spacious. Nothing worse than having everything crammed on top of each other. So that's why I went for that long look. That's sort of like a longhouse kind of thing. Just makes everything neat and tidy. A little bit more walking, but hey, it's a game, right? Just a little bit of fun. And there's the end result with the lights, the wheels, the wall that's been removed by the refrigerator. That refrigerator will be moved to probably to the right or behind me somewhere to make a nice kitchen area out of there. I'm not completely satisfied with how this section looks here, so I might sort of upgrade that a little bit as time goes by, but in terms of having space now, that's not a problem. This is the main entrance now. It's time to put some lighting in and get that all lit up and make it look pretty. And then eventually we get rid of all the wall torches. We'll upgrade the walls to cement, make it look a lot better than what it is. We'll put some glass windows in on this side over here. Oh no, I went on this one because I need access to the rain reservoir, so that's the reason why that is the way it is. But eventually, in fact, we won't even need the rain reservoir because we'll put in plumbing, sink that's been plumbed, and proper kitchen that we can cook meals on and all that sort of stuff. But that is it, chat. There we go. Upgraded. Looking good. Eventually the kitchen will be sorted out too. And I appreciate you guys all being here. Thank you for the likes. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It is a free way to show support and it is greatly appreciated. Cheers everybody. Till next time, I've been Just Treb.